Right Stag Majesties, Rothgard and England. You have their Majesties leave to relax, and please pray attend their words.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you for your patience this morning. It was a little slow getting going, but
I got stuck in a dress.
But it has been a wonderful evening last night. I hope everybody had fun. We certainly did. The revelry was amazing and nostalgic. There was some fantastic music, fantastic drumming and dancing. Brought me back many years. So lovely time. It's good to see you all. And
It was so amazing last night to be at Outlandish, to hear the drums that you know signify Outlandish, and to be able to see the dancers that have been dancing at this event for...
I've been here since '89.
Yeah, we have some really, really amazing dancers in this kingdom.
And I did dance last night.
Yeah, because the Outlands drums they're inspiring. But thank you all for your patience.
Please remain comfortable. But here continues the court of Her Excellency Adriana, Baroness of al-Barran.
Good morning, folks.
Good morning.
How's everybody feeling?
Yeah.
Caffeinated, maybe some food, hopefully, depending on. Yeah, coffee's just a necessity.
That's not a food?
No, it's life.
I'm on a diet.
I hope you all enjoyed yourselves last night and yesterday during the tournaments. More to come today. We do have our Iron Man today. I would like to see as many people as possible join in that effort. That would include the Lord of Outlandish.
Woo! Wait, you have to fight? Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you were getting a decree there. Lord of Outlandish will be fighting today.
So we have the Lord of Outlandish tournament, and we do have the Citadel Speed Tournament, which His Excellency Carlos has been gracious enough to allow us to use as the rapier portion, because we have to have everything on the same day, and Blade of Outlandish was yesterday. And then we will have the archery tournament later on in the afternoon. So if you think you have the stamina, I'd love to see you do all of them and then come and brag about it endlessly.
Yeah.
We do have the return of the bell, and right now we're fixing the clapper, so I apologize. My little plan on having accents didn't quite work out, but it will be functional shortly. And I want you to know that its first action was, of course, to call al-Barran to dinner at Outlandish.
Yay.
So you will be hearing the bell throughout the day. Please enjoy the feelings that come along with it. They are meant to evoke your cheers of al-Barran and Outlands, and just the enjoyment of the day. Other than that, we can get on with it so we can get moving and get these tournaments started. Right, Parsley?
Yeah. Violence.
Violence! Yay, violence!
Parsley.
Her Excellency calls before her Mistress Brigitta.
Oh my goodness.
Would you like a donut?
So, many of you know Mistress Brigitta, always around around, always helping. This morning when I came down here, she was actually trying to fight the dirt of Outlandish from covering the ground cover. Never-ending Sisyphean battle. But she's active in, of course, our fighting community and our arts and is holding office, and never stops. And so since al-Barran's boundaries expanded a little bit recently, I'm taking the opportunity to recognize somebody who pretty much has been recognized and has everything for a long time with something you don't have, and that is a scorpion of al-Barran.
I, Adriana de Tarante, by the grace of the King and Queen of the Outlands, Baroness of al-Barran, send greetings. I hope not only to embellish, but to increase the heights of baronial dignity with happy omens, when we dispense titles of honor among noble, discreet, and valiant persons. Wherefore we have directed the regard of our consideration to Brigitta Olasada of Kiel, who has rendered to us in our barony many, not only useful, but fruitful and honorable services. I do prefer and create her a companion of the Scorpion of al-Barran. We hereby convey the right to bear the badge of the order to it, a scorpion bendwise within an amulet, or that all may know of the esteem in which she is held. In testimony whereof we have set our hand this 22nd day of May, on a Societas 61 being 2026 in the Common Era, Adriana de Tarante, Baroness. Illumination by Dana Diamond, calligraphy by the Honorable Lady Anne.
Oh, it's beautifully done for a beautiful person. That is one good thing about the pole there.
For the newest companion of the Scorpion of al-Barran, 3 cheers! Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Her Excellency requests the presence of Lady Altani.
Not here at the moment, I'm sorry.
Her Excellency calls before her Carl Paul.
Because Carl came to be at War of the Phoenix, and so it's a way of making sure that you've got the right Carl. So I'm relatively amused by that. Sorry. Carl, you started with us a couple of years ago as a student, and you've continued your journey, mostly connected with fighting, but always helping wherever and wherever you can. And while most people may have seen you fight heavy, I've been noticing how much you've been fighting light. And I wanted to recognize how much joy you're taking in that and the skills as you follow that path to increase your abilities and do it on both sides of that fence. So at this time,
Pray attend, all good gentles, to the words of Adriana de Tarante, mighty and beloved Baroness of al-Barran. Whereas the rapier fighters of al-Barran have ever strode forth onto the field of honor without fear, and whereas the blade of the Scorpion has ever flashed mightily, striking fear into al-Barran's foes, and whereas Carl Paul is one who would draw their rapier to honor both Barony and the Outlands, we do this day recognize their skill, chivalry, and dedication upon the field of honor by naming them a companion of the Silver Dagger of al-Barran. On this 23rd day of May, on a Societas 61, being 2026 Gregorian, Adriana Baroness, calligraphy by Mistress Anharin, illumination by Lord Brander Frost.
isn't that amazing?
That is the coolest scroll ever.
And this gentleman that did the illumination just started scribing a couple months ago. Ooh. Yeah. Right?
You better watch yourself. Some of us need art on our
for the newest silver dagger of Al-Barran. 3 cheers! Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Congratulations, I want to look at the work.
Get back on the horse right away.
That's really
Oh, that was terrifying. That was really awkward. Just like her mother.
Just call it
Graceful. Yes.
Her Excellency calls before her Lee Shaheen.
Not it. Just plain representative.
Lee Shaheen, otherwise known as Peregrine, commonly, actually prefers to not be called in court. So what we've decided to do to make sure that everybody knows of their achievements is allow a delegate or a proxy, or just read straight. And so we have Noble Sass here to carry our words to her. Please, listen and recognize this gentle's achievements and respect their wish for this privacy.
Strong and sure is the marksman's bow. Swift and deadly is their aim. Graceful and true is the flight of their arrow when called forth in times of need. Let all who read or hear these letters pay heed. Whereas Lee Shaheen has shown great knowledge and skill in the discipline of archery, I, Adriana, Baroness of Al-Barran, am minded to admit them as a companion of the Watchfire. I charge them to continue to hone their skill in defense and honor of our great barony. Furthermore, I confer unto noble Lee Shaheen the right to bear the badge of the order, to wit, sable, a flame environed of 10 phaons, an annual point inward ore, that all may know of the esteem in which they are held. Done by my hand this 23rd day of May, on a Societas 61, being 2026 in the Common Era, Adriana de Tarante Baroness, scroll by Baroness Rose.
And if you get a chance with Noble Sass before they deliver this, you might want to take a look at the exquisite detail along that side that they've put into for this particular gentle. Thank you, Sass. I appreciate your delivery here. Fees will be negotiated later.
Those who would like to see it up here. Oh, that's beautiful. Right? I look at that and I think it's really beautiful. I tried to make it.
And for all of those of you who are not sitting on a cushion,
I'm not sitting on a cushion.
For noble Lee Shaheen, 3 cheers. Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
You better not let anybody with a cushion see that, Sass.
Or Carl's either. I mean, the silver dagger is an actual pin. It's stabby.
So pretty.
It's a sword stabby pin.
I was actually looking at it.
Thank you.
Her Excellency calls before her Maestra Genevieva.
Cool.
She's not here yet.
You owe me 10
She's not
bucks.
back down here yet.
I didn't forget, I promise.
Okay.
Then, temporarily, here continues the, please remain seated, here continues the court of Her Excellency Adriana, Baroness of Al-Barran.
That was a continuance for legal purposes. We're recessing at the moment. You just continue, yeah. It's a. I'm not for continuance when you're asking it to be.
Don't worry, it's not recorded or anything.
you know, tossed back to their majesties.
And now continues. I just want to say a quick thing. Oh, I guess
Hey, Outlandish. Good morning.
Hey!
I have just one thing to say.
Outlands!
Wise words, Your Royal Highness.
Albinus, could you give that a little bit of emphasis?
Yeah, don't let His Royal Highness touch that again. Will you rip one clapper right off, you know?
I know.
They make a beautiful bell. Do they call you the bell maker? No.
No.
Their Majesties summon into court Eric Ledman.
I know he's got to be running around here somewhere.
Yeah, it's kind of required.
Eric,
Hey, Eric.
how are you doing?
All right.
You thought you were here for announcement.
I know, he's all like, what should I talk about today?
I was all ready for announcements.
Oh, did you want to make an announcement?
We can do that when we're done. This is a little awkward. Eric, for those of you who don't know, I've known Eric since we were 7 years old.
I like how Her Excellency knows that one better than he does. Like, you were 7.
We were very young. We've been friends for many years. You have spent time with the society and you've spent time away from it for many years, and you've come back and you have come back with a roar. I try my best to. It is difficult to honor and recognize people who are close because I would not want you to ever think that you're being recognized because of our friendship. I would not like anyone else to ever think that. But I don't think with all you have done that anybody could think that. And I don't think I think that all the work that you have done is so greatly deserving of this recognition that we must give it today.
Eric is not just my rival for my husband's affections. Eric is our autocrat. Eric has come back to the SCA like the Eagle Scout leader that he is, actually. He has been making tabards that we have not had since Duchess Catherine started her sweatshop. Oh wait, no, we also had Baroness Diana's sweatshop. But he continued our long-standing sweatshop tabard making out of duck cloth and has made... How many did you guys make?
We'll find out later.
We'll find out later, never mind. But, and he made the mistake, I believe, he and his wife made the mistake of riding home from an event with Her Excellency, who mentioned, I don't have an autocrat for the Barony's flagship event. And Eric, being back for about 4 months, was like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I'm gonna do it. And everything involved. Hrothgar fought for me in Crown. Eric was right there saying, hey, I'm here. How are we going to arrange this? Eric takes care of everything he sees that needs to be taken care of in the Outlands. And that is what we need and appreciate in individuals that show up and allow the rest of us to be here. You, sir, are an Outlander. And for that, we would grant you arms. We will award you arms, not granting, sorry.
And to all who come by these letters do we, Hrothgar and Ingrid, King and Queen of the Outlands, send greetings, whereby it has come to our notice that through diverse great efforts, Eric Ledman has considerably enriched our realm. It is thus our pleasure to recognize these achievements with an award of arms. At this time, we grant all rights in charge that the responsibilities of this rank continue to be met. We further charge that Lord Eric Redmond to consult with ourselves and our heralds to determine a suitable and unique arms, that you might bear these arms throughout the known world as a sign of your great merit. Done by our hands this 23rd day of May, Anno Societatis 61, being 2026 Gregorian. Hrothgar King, Ingrid Queen.
Your Stroll is on its way here, but is not here yet. But we did not want this to wait. So thank you, my friend.
If you want, I'll illustrate it. You'll get a nice crayon.
For our newest armiger, Lord Eric. Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Oh yeah, did you have any announcements for the event?
While I'm here, a few things. Volunteer tickets. We are still doing that. We found a place to put them. Please, if you have a volunteer ticket, write your name and a contact on it, and you can put them at the gate. There's a box. We'll keep them in, and then we will be doing a drawing for the volunteer prizes, which you probably heard all about tomorrow afternoon. Also, in the volunteer vein, we need a couple of volunteers for gate this afternoon, soon, and into a little bit this afternoon. You can see Sir Simon about that.
10 to 12 and 12 to 2 are the shifts that we really need assistance on per gate.
So right after this, I guess, and then this afternoon. There's a lot going on today. Right after this, the siege cooking supplies will be distributed. I think that's still happening.
That's me!
Over
Yay!
there. So get the siege cooking, and then that ends this afternoon, I believe, at 4.
Come help me taste, because I can't eat everything by myself.
I guess we need tasters.
Oh, no, that's just because I'm generous.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with it. I like to share.
Let's see. There are a bunch of A&S events starting. That's scheduled for 11:30 today. We have a lot of tournaments today, which Her Excellency already mentioned. Lord of Outlandish at 10:30, followed by the Citadel Speed Tournament immediately thereafter, and then the third leg of the Ironman is at the archery range at 3:30 after the Chorus Memorial Tournament, and then sandwiched in between there is the Spirit of Outlandish Cut and Thrust Tournament. That'll all be here except for the archery, and then this evening we are having our camp crawl, which I'm calling a night to try to remember. There is going to be a lot of good stuff to be had at different camps. If you plan to participate and your camp plans to participate, please come see me today and let me know where you are and what you will be offering, so that I can announce that at this evening's court and people will know and not stumble into the wrong camp. But I can tell you that the Royal Camp, our tent will be definitely participating. So come by and have some Roga or some Black Death or some Nostrovius or anything else that we have.
We have people offering everything from s'mores to Roga and Nostrovia, so it's not just alcohol, guys.
How many people out there actually know what Roga is?
Yeah.
That's right, Roga is outlandish.
And it's back, so come get some this evening. A couple of announcements also. There's a Black Dodge Ram with Colorado plates that's in the handicapped area, and it is blocking the road. So if that's your car, please move it off the road so that people can get up there. And also, someone came in last night in a Chevy Traverse. You probably found what you thought was the best spot ever, and you might have gone over a little orange cone. It's a really good spot because it's Her Majesty's spot.
Yeah, somebody took my parking spot this morning.
So, tactfully, if you don't mind. And I think that's it.
Thank you so much, Lord Eric.
Thank you, Lord Eric.
I don't mind that anybody actually took my parking spot. I got an even better one. Thank you, Simon.
Briefly continuing, Her Excellency's court, please remain seated. Her Excellency calls before her, Maestra Genoveva.
See, we've done this on purpose so people can, we figured out that people can use the pole to get up and down. That's great, right? Accessibility is what it's all about. My Sister Genevieve has done me the true honor of being my head of house. And for the last year, yes, it's been a year, guys. This is my anniversary. She has somehow managed to take care of her own items, support multiple crowns, support me, and hold multiple baronial offices. I don't know how she does it, but I don't believe also in waiting to do personal recognition of favors of direct service to the coronet only at the end of my tenure. I'd like to recognize them as we go along. And each item is either made specifically by me or chosen to reflect that particular person. So I don't know how you carry everything, but I'd like to provide you with my scorpion's favor. And there is something in there.
Inspiration can be found in places innumerable, and should be well recognized and remembered. It is thus that I, Adriana de Tarante, Baroness of al-Barran, would have you know, this dear Genevieve Meyer has given me the courtesy of service, friendship, and support. I wish all to remember her courtesy and devotion to our dream, and do name her as a bearer of the Scorpion's favor. Done this 23rd day of May, Anno Societatis 61, being 2026 in the Common Era. Adriana de Tarante, Baroness, calligraphy and illumination by the Honorable Lady Anne.
And a fighting white scarf because she could never not fight.
True. Apparently, the dog would like to be part of this gift. She's
I
like,
think
let's
she
just
wants
climb
to
into
climb
the
in there.
basket.
That dog is the gift.
Here's this
Don't get any ideas, Carson.
So now she can carry even more.
So he can carry more.
For the newest bearer of the Baroness's favor, 3 cheers! Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Their Majesties now summon in a trio of worthy Outlanders: Kata, Utamir Ger, Mariana Viviana de Santiago, and Zechariah de Cain.
Hey, y'all. Are you shading my student? My student is kind of shady.
And agreement from the crowd.
I know, apparently. Hey! I don't know why you're my student. You do so much stuff. I don't.
Hello, the three of you.
There's the other two.
Yay! Yay! Yay!
You might think that this is an interesting fruit.
I know, right? And you might think we had something to do with this. But we didn't. We actually were asked to do something, and we decided to do it big. Because it was really cool, and it was something that I've wanted to talk about for a really long time. Not that I've been waiting to talk about it for a really long time. I'm going to talk about it for a really long time. No. We went to Gulf Wars. And when we went to Gulf Wars, how many Outlanders did we have? A lot of Outlanders. Australia.
It was fun.
Atendveldt also went to Gulf Wars. And Atendveldt got hit by life. Because that happens in the SCA. Sometimes we plan to go out as a group and we are gonna have the best time ever, and life hits us. And life hit Atendveldt. And instead of leaving our cousins unattended and alone, our representatives, the Outlands, took care of our cousins. They attended them. They served them. They dried their tears because Khalil kicked his ankle. But they took care of the crown, not theirs, because because that's what you do. It's the right thing to do because that is what this magic is. And there are now excellencies of Atendveldt. We're going to be here for this, but life struck again. So we're doing it as well as we can, but we can't give the words that their excellencies asked us to pass on.
We traveled a couple of weeks ago to Atendveldt's coronation, and during Khalil and Emma's stepping down, they presented awards to the three of you and asked us to pass them along.
These awards were created by Her Excellency Emma with a very particular style of scribal arts that really can only be done in the desert, I say, because everywhere else I've lived doesn't get enough sun. These were left out in the sun with, I think, a combination of lemon juice or something that's not Microsoft Paint, so I can't explain it very well. But these are gifts of love for the service and love that you gave them.
And these are for both a King's Sigil from Khalil and a Queen's Cipher from Emma.
For each. So, Casa, this is for you. And then, their excellencies also sent along
Tokens.
skull shot glasses! Because you are the die-hard crew. Thank you for reminding the entire known world who the Outlands is. We are hospitality, and we are fun. And we're badasses too, but that wasn't the award you were getting. So thank you all so much. Our word fame is strong because of individuals like you.
For service rendered and recognized to our cousins in Atendveldt. Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip!
Huzzah!
I tell you that we'll hug later.
Their Majesties now welcome into court, Sven Refskeg.
Woo! Woo! Where are you? I saw you.
To your left.
Oh, other left. Okay. Oh.
Passing of the dog.
Master Sven.
Hello, Master Sven.
Good morning.
I'm sorry, my hound is going to be afraid.
Well, considering what mine did.
Yours didn't do anything. Oh, that was rather impolite.
It is good to see you. It's good to see you. Looks like you're armored up this morning.
Aye.
You have come to this kingdom. You have been a stalwart warrior, and every chance that I get to fight you on the field, you bring it. And I love your fighting spirit. I love your fighting prowess and ferocity on the tournament field, on the war field, and we wanted to recognize you for that today. And we would call all members of the Order of the Stag's Blood.
Stag's Blood!
You mentioned ferocity. Was it at this event that your favorite type of tournament before you started fighting in tournaments was? Was it Outlandish that you won? No? So what? No. But His Majesty's favorite type of fighting when he was younger involved a dagger and wrestling. So when he says that somebody brings it in a scrappy manner that he appreciates, I wanted to point out how scrappy it is that he's looking for. You scrap well, sir.
And he's also an inspiration for those that overcome challenges. He does this with type 1 diabetes, showing that it can and should be done.
And I appreciate the support and love everybody gave me yesterday when my blood sugars were not behaving and I was constantly being checked on to make sure that I was safe for myself and others on the field.
Again, the Outlands is amazing, and you are surrounded by a whole group of incredibly scrappy individuals. individual.
Applause!
Welcome.
Hrothgar and Ingrid, King and Queen of the lands of the Outlands, to all send singular greetings. Whereas Sven Refskeg has displayed great skill in his acts on the field of combat, it is our will that he be admitted to the Order of Stag's Blood, that all may know of his great merit. We grant him the right to bear the arms of the order, to wit, vert, in saltire, a sword inverted proper and an axe argent, hafted or, surmounted by a stag's head, cavasse argent, armed with a brodure embattled or, to which we set our hands this 23rd day of May on the Societato 61, being 2026 Gregorian. Hrothgar, King, Ingrid, Queen. Scroll by Lady Cadle Key Horsey.
Violence!
Violence!
No, we used to deal violence here. I see some of you getting all. I see the cat wiggle butt over there. We now hug. All right. Little less violence in this particular moment.
No bone breaking.
Stag's Blood! For Sven Refskeg, newest member of the Order of Stag's Blood. Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah!
Go and bring your scrappy brethren.
Just want to play.
Okay, I'm gonna say it out loud.
Running actually.
I was asking somebody about that.
realize he doesn't
Because I'm a transplant. I'm in here.
So he's waiting for David
I don't know
to
how
come
long.
over
There's
and
a
he'll
long
use
time.
David's car to check on
And I was like, why is the stag's blood so important to the Outlands? And I think His Royal Highness Mortigan gave me an answer. I think His Majesty gave me an answer. But the answer that I inferred was, it means I'm an Outlander. I've made it as an Outlander on the fighting field. The same as it feels to get an Argent Heart, or the one I just forgot, Stag's Heart. I'm a penguin, not. I'm not so good at that. But these awards are the foundation of what we are as a kingdom. And the Stag's Blood for the Marshalists is your time. It is your moment. This is one of the most fought for awards in this kingdom, and it is amazing. And so I didn't know why it mattered so much to everybody, and I was told multiple times. And so I wanted to mention why our awards are what they are, and why they mean what they mean to this kingdom. Because we have a very long history, and it's fun.
The fighting backbone of the Outlands.
The fighting backbone of the Outlands. I like that.
Since olden times, life was often made more gracious and history preserved through works of artists and craftsmen. Untold hours were spent in the creation of masterworks that would outlive them in beauty and service. For the love of the art alone, in the second year of the society, the ancient and honorable Order of the Laurel was ordained and instituted. The fit mark of a peer recognized for excellence in the arts and sciences. A companion of the Order of the Laurel is an artisan, but also has knowledge of the martial sciences and the wellhead of chivalry from which they flow, and has given time and works to benefit the common weal. The crown now calls before them the companions of the ancient and honorable Order of the Laurel here present.
Can we get a couple of people to bring the benches that we had out up as well?
You got it.
So that we have room for everybody here. Thank you for all your help.
Council now calls the Honorable Lady Asha, the easily amused, to come before this court and company.
Come il felice del tenere risale, signora onorevole Asha, facilmente divertita, de passe tra la fiamme e del sangue, si impegnare e sua arte a bella terra Outland. As the phoenix rises from the ashes, the Honorable Lady Asha the Easily Amused returns from her walk through blood and fire to pledge herself and her art to these fair Outlands. A young maid's heart, with flights of fancy fill, of deeds of daring do and knights renowned, of serving well the king and queen and crown, she bends her mind to ever build her skill. Imagination's fertile soil till, her word fame spread beyond her humble town, with needle deft to make the finest gown, and graceful dance the wild heart to still. But word fame cannot save you from the dark. The world is filled with never-ending strife. A conflagration comes from one small spark. Though singed, not burned, a husband's call to hark. Though not what she had dreamed, still a good life. The dreams all fade, she dreams to make her mark. To build a life, a new direction turn, a husband true and then a child to raise. Dedicated healing skills bring praise, then master of the healing arts to learn. But still for art and dance the woman yearns to feel the warmth of recognition's gaze. Her hands turn once again to needle plays, regaining skill that time and trial spurns. But fire rages through life once again, tries to bring a spirit to despair. Every joint and muscle fills with pain. Sickness comes, erasing every gain. Hopelessness arising in the air, the dreams of life awaiting to be slain. The castle falls, the woman near undone. Though rest she may, the body will not heal. Hope buried far beneath a flaming seal, for life's last breath the illness nigh has won. But hope's not gone, the tale will yet be spun. Fair face and form disguise a spine of steel. Through rack and ruin she will never kneel. Now she is spent, the race is nearly run. As from the fire the phoenix lives anew, the woman rises up and is reborn. Through blood and fire walking, spirit grew. Comes now Asha, the easily amused. To Outland's crown and kingdom now she's sworn, to pledge her life and art and honor true.
Asha, have you undertaken to accept any companionship in the ancient and honorable order of the laurel that was offered?
I have. Bring forth the medallion. Let this medallion pass from hand to hand with the pug among the members of the order gathered.
Sir Brennan is invited to speak as representative of the Order of Chivalry.
Thank you, Majesties. I've known Asha, like many of you, a very long time. And I thought that was going to make this task easy. Go up, say a few things, tell a joke, somehow make it about me, Bob's your uncle. What I found was... Yeah, I said I wasn't going to do it, but I did. I'm not up to the task. Asha's greater than me. 11 years ago, I stood here, and in my spot stood Torrent. He told my story. My story is I went to events, I learned to fight, I grew as a person, and eventually I was recognized. That is an honorable story. Asha, when I met her, I can tell you from those of us who knew us, there was no doubt of her prowess. Over the years, she met a stranger who became a friend, and eventually she left our village. She didn't stop. She grew and grew as a warrior. Should have taken that drink. And she went on adventures. She dove into a pool of knowledge and came out a wise woman and a healer. She took ancient talismans of power and repaired them for fun. And eventually, she faced demons that were trying to kill her. And she came out victorious. And on the other end, she returns to our village and brings her power back. For those of you who have taken one class of comparative mythology, I am not describing a peer. I am describing a hero of myth and legend. And that's what she is. So, as this is beyond me, all I can say, the Order of Chivalry, having been consulted, endorses this vigilant. Bob's your uncle.
He is, actually.
Mistress Gwendolyn is invited to speak as representative of the Order of Laurel.
I had only known her ladyship perhaps a month or two when I ran into her at a mundane event. She was wearing a pale green gown, and her companion pointed out to me that she had patterned the gown, made the dress, including the lace at the collar, and had hand-finished the seams on a mundane gown. Now, hand-finishing seams are one of my favorite parts of creating a garment now. But back then, at the time, I counted it a triumph if I could complete an entire dress on a serger. I shall not share just how many years ago this was, but it is clear evidence that Lady Asha has seen the art behind the craft of sewing from perhaps the first time she picked up a needle. You know, the completion of a wearable work of art is the only part we see. And our easy enjoyment of a beautiful gown, an intricate piece of embroidery, a perfectly tailored coat, it obscures the hours, the years of honing a craft and building that wealth of knowledge. Being a seamstress is part engineering, it's part visionary, it's part detail-oriented precision, part patience of a saint. I mean, have you ever ripped out and re-sewn a seam 3 times?
Yes.
It's part alchemy. It requires bravery, for there is nothing more terrifying than cutting into a stupidly expensive piece of fabric that took a month to arrive from the far reaches of the world. It requires trust in a process that asks you to put things together inside out and backwards. Asha exhibits all these traits, and were they all she knew, she would be worthy of the great honor being bestowed today. But Asha's expertise and skill extend far beyond the beautiful garb she graces our world with. She has immersed herself in the history of what we clothe our body in. She can tell you when a particular fabric construction began. She can tell you the widths that fabrics were woven in and how to pattern accordingly in a period fashion. She can take wool straight from the sheep, card it, spin it, dye it, and knit it into a hat or a sock with her thumb and a wooden needle. I have waxed on about her textile skills, but Asha is an artist of the body as well, studying and performing Middle Eastern dance as long as she has stitched together 2 pieces of fabric. She immersed herself in the rhythms and maqams of the music of her dance, delighting all who have seen her move to the beat of the drum, the song of the oud. Her ladyship does not keep this wealth of knowledge to herself, indeed not. She readily shares her art far and wide throughout al-Barran and the Outlands. How many here are wearing or have received a piece of garb from Asha's skilled hands? And I wager those pieces are among your most treasured pieces of garb for their beauty, fit, and the love with which she imbues them. Beyond clothing us, her ladyship teaches us to pattern, to sew, to spin, to dance. A request for help with a project large or small is met with generous devotion of her knowledge and talents. And finally, what impresses and inspires me most about Lady Asha is her desire to always be a better person. She critiques herself far too harshly and strives to improve her demeanor, her charity, her generosity. She makes me strive to be a better person, and this, I would argue, is the greatest mark of a peer.
Thank you, Mistress. Duchess Madigan is invited to speak as representative of the Order of Pelican.
I believe that Asha and I started dancing around the same fire, by my count, 35 years ago.
We weren't talking years, Madigan.
It wasn't that long. It wasn't that long.
It was harder, and I'm okay owning every year of it. And during that time, you couldn't not help but notice her grace. You spoke so eloquently. I find it myself challenged to follow your beautiful speech about her art, so I will speak to her service. In the way back times, before we understood aging and time, the before times when communication was by voice or by written word and courier service, service was often highlighted by proximity to find its opportunity. Long before some of the most helpful positions were codified, named, or given officer status, servants found opportunity simply by filling a gap or a need that they noticed. During those times and ever since, Asha has found her way to quiet service through seeing an opportunity and creatively filling it. One of the strengths that has always impressed me about her ladyship is not only her willingness to help others, but also having enthusiasm to do so and bringing that enthusiasm to the task. She is a true artist in her service, and that she brings those creative insights to all of her efforts and those she supports. She's always had a keen eye for where her help may go furthest, with individuals of any status in their pursuit and endeavors in these current Middle Ages. In these ways, she had served the crown and the barony. As a teacher, she is generous. As an audience member, she celebrates. And as a performer, she inspires. All of her service has been made stronger by the authenticity of her character, not just her art. She so embodies being authentic as she gives to others. When we as individuals contribute through our time, effort, or art, whether that be martial, researched, hand-sewn, or other, we create a magical land that so enriches our medieval world. This is where her service lies. When Asha arrived at my doorstep some 30 years ago with beautiful clothing that she was inspired to research, create, and donate to a very young crown who did not have dresses that reached the ground at that time. It was long before the mistress of the robes or similar had been codified and existed. Her service inspired me through those acts to seek out those unsung opportunities that are so needed. I was inspired by her quiet contribution many times over the years as it showed to me a version of service that continues to be. I recommend her to your majesty wholeheartedly on behalf of the Order of the Pelican.
Thank you. Maestra Brigida is invited to speak as a representative of the Order of Defense.
Your Majesties, it is a privilege to speak for Asha Beasley Amuse. In her easy, joyous way, she has indeed been a fencer, bringing style and grace to her practice. She uses her artistic skills to create clothing and armor for your fencers, as well as attending practices and tournaments as an observer and an encourager of fencing. The Order of Defense wholeheartedly endorse your intent to elevate this lady to the Order of the Law. Thank you.
Mistress Karma is invited to speak as representative of the Order of Mark.
Your Royal Majesties, Highnesses, Excellencies, peers and populace, draw near. On behalf of the Mark, I rise and appear. The Order of the Arrow, straight and true, rejoices in an artist much like you. An archer draws the bow with focused breath and sends the shaft unerring unto death. So Asha spins her fiber smooth and fine, each strand a line as though by bowman's line. As thrown blade turns with grace through measured air to strike its mark with discipline and care, she knits and crochets, weaves and tailors bright, her hands as sure as any archer's flight. The Mark values focus, joy, and skill, precision wed to laughter and goodwill. In Doombeck's beat and cymbals' ringing tone, the ney flute song and dance that stirs the bone. She finds that self-same center, calm and bright, a living target of creative light. Her fiber arts and music, bold and fair, embody all the virtues we hold dear. Thus do we of the Mark, with hearts sincere, hail the Honorable Lady Asha here, and recommend her for elevation's grace, and to the Honorable Order of the Laurel's Place. For skill in teaching, mirth, and service bright, we cheer her work beneath the kingdom's light. May fiber, song, and dance in endless flow forever flourish as her talents grow.
The Honorable Lady Aurelia is invited to speak as representative of the populace.
Thank you. I stand before you today wearing not the same dress, but the same fabric that I wore a year ago while culling a raffle winners for a populace that gathered around my sister when she needed her community the most. It is now reimagined because of her. I remember telling my sister that I chose a Roman persona because I didn't trust my sewing skills enough to do anything more complicated, and Roman felt safe. It's not, by the way. And she immediately reminded me that I had already done so many things when I was younger, the projects that I had figured out with little instruction and sheer determination. She told me very plainly that I could do anything I decided if I wanted it badly enough. That is who she is. She lends people her confidence in them until they can find it for their own. She challenges us to grow and think beyond what we have been told by historians with other agendas. Through that, she creates a lasting legacy within the society, one of growth, curiosity, and innovation that will endure long after we're all gone. She not only teaches, but is genuinely excited to learn from anyone willing to share and exchange knowledge. She is a creator of enduring legacy. She weaves community, spins love, and creates mantles of acceptance and welcome for all those fortunate enough to stand in her orbit. She is our past, she is our present, and she is our future. My sister, for more than 20 years, I have watched you build beauty from kindness, patience, stubbornness, and love. I have watched you quietly change lives, my own included, simply by believing that people were worth the effort. I am so very proud to call you family. We have been so many different people together. And now I get to witness you become, yet again, someone new. You are my sister. You are my family. Parua fracta nostra. Small, broken hearts. Your Majesties, it is with great honor, pride, and immense privilege that I stand before you on behalf of your populace to recommend my sister, Asha the easily amused, to elevation for the great order of the law.
Thank you. Duchess Mariana is invited to speak as representative of the royal family.
Your Majesties, may I beg your permission? I am Duchess Mariana Vivia de Santiago de Compostela. I speak today on behalf of the members of the Order of the Royal Peers and the Ladies of the Rose that drew us together. We first began to know each other and understand on a tailgate at an al-Barran midwinter, shared path of healer, and began to grow a love and admiration for one another, and then continued as we formed bonds of shared arts and shared love for the individuals to create for together, and began to understand each other as a team and ones who inspire others to further feats of greatness. And then became sisters in a way that none should. Those who walk a dark demon path that tries to shine, that tries to burn out lights that shine far too early. And those who are able to walk through that fire, come through flames on the other side and rebuild in the ashes. That is our bond forever. As a member of the Royal Peerage, I am so sorry. Thank you kindly. As a royal peer, we get to hear and see things most of the rest of the populace would never know. But from this unique vantage point, I am so sorry, guys. We get to see the populace of the game through a completely different lens. Asha and I have not known each other long, or well for that matter, but we are connected through bonds of sisterhood that will last a lifetime. Some amazing conversations, some amazing shared classes, those dual art projects, but something that has always caught my attention, something that resonates with those who have worn a crown: quiet perseverance. Here stands a woman who has given her talents for years, who has been a pillar for her barony, for those around her, for this kingdom, whose soft strength has inspired many. Sorry, guys. Her quiet perseverance is something awe-inspiring to any who have witnessed her. It is a trait that will continue to serve her well in her path and will continue to inspire many for years. As a member of the Order of the Royal Peerage, I cannot recommend her highly. I love my sister.
Thank you. Thank you, gentle peers, for your words. They are true, and they speak well of this woman's deservedness to be within this order. Bring forth lightning. Having heard the words of these peers, your ladyship, will you now swear the oaths that will bind you to your new estate?
I will. As you do me this honor, I swear to continue to grow and evolve in the always seeking to serve the Kingdom of the Outlands and the society as a whole.
Swear that you will be courteous and honor your peers of the chivalry, of the laurel, of the pelican, of the defense, and of the mark.
I do. That you will conduct yourself in all manners as befits a woman. With all my heart. Will you continue to practice the virtues of chivalry and nobility? I will. To benefit both your name and the greater glory of the Outlands. I will.
And having sworn these solemn oaths, know now that we, Hrothgar and Ingrid, by right of arms and grace of King and Queen of the Outlands, do proclaim you, Asha, a member of the ancient and honorable order of the law.
Those who are sitting in this circle know that there is not a single individual I want to welcome into this circle. This is an honor. I have the medallion. We have worked for the medallion. We do have words, yay!
Bring forth the wreath.
Wow.
Do you have words?
Do you have words for me?
I do not. I can't guilt you anymore. I can't make you shine any brighter than you do today. I almost got you the wrong way. Thank you for being there all those years. Oh, I don't.
Huzzah.
Bring forth the mantle.
Oh.
Do you have words to speak on this?
The mantle of a peerage is a magical part of the ceremony. How often do we get to walk around to be proud of our accomplishments? Not often, because humility is also a very peer-like quality. However, it is an accomplishment to do what you've done. And it is right and proper for you to display to the world your achievements.
Or did you wish to swear fealty?
Yes.
Place your hands on the sword.
This day do I render
Homage and fealty
homage and fealty
to my sovereign lord and lady,
to my sovereign lord and lady,
Hrothgar and Ingrid,
by right of arms, King and Queen of the Outlands,
by right of arms, King and Queen of the Outlands,
who will from this day forward
be my liege lord and lady.
be my liege lord and lady.
I will remain true in all ways,
Serving them faithfully.
This do I swear.
This do I swear.
By my honor and high ideals.
By my honor and high ideals.
Which I hold as a peer of the realm. which I hold as a peer of the realm. So say I, Asha, be easily amused.
We hear your oaths and accept your field, and pledge to you that we will protect and defend you with all justice and honor.
Be mindful of those who look to you as a pillar of both artistic talent and teaching. You will represent us to the world and care for our populace, just like everybody.
Thank you, mistress.
Thank you, mistress.
We, Hrothgar and Ingrid, King and Queen of the Outlands, send fond greetings, having heard good report of our subject, Asha, the easily amused, who is known to her friends and other worthies. Is Asha the easily amused? Whose diverse and great talents have shone forth to the enrichment of the commonweal. It is our intent to advance her in honor and admit her to the ancient and honorable Order of the Laurel. We do hereby confer and affirm these arms previously registered to the College of Arms by the letters of patent to wit. Peen, 3 amulets, in bend sinister or, which Mistress Asha shall hold for her sole and unique use throughout the known realm, is a sign of the high esteem in which she is held, to which we set our hands this 23rd day of May, Anno Societatis 61, being 2026 Gregorian. Hrothgar, Queen. Ingrid, Queen. I, White Stag, do attest by my signature the documents of their arms, Andres von Mason, White Stag, Principal Hill. Scrawled by Duchess Cecilia Malbrick.
Beautiful.
Oh, we're both queen. It's the better role anyway.
For Mistress Asha?
For Mistress Asha, hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip!